Introduction to modern classification of plants. Flowering plants, that is angiosperms, possess enormous diversity of size and structure. On the basis of different criteria and number of features, angiosperms can be classified in various ways. Number of classification systems has been developed by various philosophers, herbalists and botanists. Broadly, there are 4 groups of classification systems of flowering plants: artificial system, natural system, phylogenetic system and modern system. First we will see artificial systems. It is considered the earliest system of classification. In artificial system, plants are classified on the basis of only one or a very few specially chosen characters like plant habit, that is trees, shrubs, herbs, etc., or floral characters, particularly the number of stamens and carpels. Carl Linnaeus, father of taxonomy, adopted an artificial system in his book Species Plantarum. He classified the whole plant kingdom into 24 classes on the basis of number of stamens. Due to this, various unrelated taxa, which are not at all related but similar in one respect only, have been placed under the same class, and many closely related plants were placed under different groups. Because of such demerits, his system was replaced by natural system of classification. Next we will see natural systems. Natural systems of classification is that in which all natural characters of plants, both vegetative and reproductive, are taken into consideration. According to similarities and differences, the plants are placed in bigger groups like division, which are subsequently divided and subdivided into smaller groups like subdivisions, classes, families, genera, and ultimately species. George Bentham and Sir J.D. Hooker proposed the most important natural system of classification in their monumental work Genera Plantarum during 1862 to 1883. This system has tremendous practical utility and is better than the artificial system, but it is not at all phylogenetic. Third is phylogenetic system. Phylogenetic classification system is modified natural system which tries to identify the evolutionary history of natural groups. This system is based on morphological characters, natural affinities and evolutionary sequence, as well as genetic relationships among different groups of plants. In addition to this, it employs as many taxonomic characters as possible. This system establishes the genetic and ancestral relationship. Some of the important phylogenetic systems are Angler and Prandtl's system and Hutchinson's system. Artificial, natural and phylogenetic systems of plant classification are based on plant morphology. But all plants cannot be easily classified on the basis of morphological features. To abolish this problem, researchers tried to focus on other features to classify the plants. These efforts gave rise to modern systems of plant classification. So, fourth is modern systems. Modern system of classification is based on all the available information about the plants. Previously mentioned all systems are based on exomorphic characters, and in these systems, flowers are considered more important than other vegetative characters. Since evolution has taken place, various characters in same taxa showing differences in their extent. With the speed of evolutionary changes, the goal of attaining a truly natural system of classification remains unfulfilled. Hence, it is very essential to have comprehensive knowledge of the concerned taxa from various aspects and various branches of botany like anatomy, embryology, cytology, phytochemistry, ultrastructure, etc. These also helped in developing newer aspects of taxonomy like chemotaxonomy, cytotaxonomy, numerical taxonomy, etc. Let us discuss about few applications of various subdisciplines in botanical study that have helped in clarifying taxonomic position of several plants, thus proving as essential evidences for plant classification. First is microscopic morphology. The development and use of scanning electron microscopy in recent years has opened a new chapter in the field of plant classification and systematics. Epidermal features such as hairs, trichomes, nectaries, etc. are taken under consideration for the construction of groups or identification of taxa. These microscopic morphological features have proved to be very useful in plant taxonomy when distinguished anatomical features have proved inadequate. Second is anatomy. Anatomical characters of vegetative and floral parts have been successfully employed to solve taxonomic problems. Anatomical data can be helpful in plant identification when morphological characters prove to be of no help in preliminary identification like that of herbarium material. Anatomical features are also useful in determining relationship between different genera, orders and other taxonomic categories. Third is cytotaxonomy. Cytology has made an outstanding contribution to taxonomy during the last few decades. Cytology, which includes the study of chromosome, has made significant contributions in taxonomy. The chromosome characteristics used in most cytotaxonomy studies include chromosome number, size, morphology, its behavior at meiosis and bending patterns. Since the chromosomes are location of genes, the hereditary material, their collectively yield information can be used in understanding evolutionary relationships among taxa at various levels. Fourth is embryology. Embryology is the study of micro and megasporogenesis, gametophyte development, fertilization and development of endosperm, embryo and seed coats. Embryological characters, being less prone to adaptive stress, are relatively stable and have acquired great significance in plant taxonomy, especially when external morphological characters are uncertain and misleading as a result of convergence. Fifth is palynology. Pollen morphology and wall structure have been recognized as excellent guide to taxonomy in some selected families. Pollen grains are structurally and functionally adapted for their efficient transfer to the receptive stigma, and these characters are also having phylogenetic value. Sixth one is chemotaxonomy. Application of chemistry to taxonomy is called chemical taxonomy or chemotaxonomy. Chemical evidences are used in determining the relationship among taxa of different categories. Some of the major classes of chemical evidences include flavonoids, alkaloids, amino acids, fatty acids, aromatic compounds, terpenoids, polysaccharides, carotenoids, etc. It is also known as biochemical systematics. Chemicals are generally static and specific. Chemotaxonomy has been used in all the groups of the plant kingdom, starting from the simple organisms such as algae and fungi up to the most highly advanced and specialized groups of angiosperms. Seventh is Palaeobotany. Information regarding the correct evolutionary history of the present day plants is gathered from the fossil records or Palaeobotany. Any theory of evolution of plants is incomplete without paleobotanic evidences. Both microfossils, example pollen, and macrofossils, example stem, leaves, are used as the source of the systematic data. Paleobotanic studies are helpful in determining the evolution of the floras as well as in determining the ecological conditions of the past. Fossils play an important role in taxonomy and phylogenetics. Under proper conditions, animals, plants, and even microorganisms can leave remarkably good traces in rocks. Some of such well-preserved taxa provide a historic record of life on Earth and thus prove a window into the past. Eighth is ecology in relation to taxonomy. Ecological evidences also contribute to our understanding of several taxonomic problems. Some of the basic ecological characters include habitat, biotic relations, abiotic relations, spatial relations, and temporal relations. Ecological evidences prove helpful in understanding the distribution of taxa, variation within taxa, and adaptation of plants. These evidences have also been used for providing an explanation about the origin of the flowering plants and also about the development of classification of several taxa. Ninth is numerical taxonomy. This classification system deals with the grouping of plants by numerical methods of taxonomic units based on their similarities in characters. This statistical method uses number of features derived from almost every branch of biology. It may be defined as the numerical evaluation of the similarity between groups of organisms and the ordering of these groups into higher ranking taxa on the basis of their similarities. Several classification systems based on modern aspects have been proposed by botanists. In these systems, plants are placed under different taxa on the basis of phylogeny as well as all characters belonging to modern aspects are also considered and given equal importance. A number of modern systems have been proposed, of which the best known and most accepted is that of Takhtajan's in 1969, which was published as Flowering Plants, Origin and Dispersal. He presented a system of plant classification in which he considered all evidences from different fields including morphology, anatomy, embryology, cytology, chemical, ultrastructure, palynology and palaeobotany to classify the angiosperms. Another botanist, Arthur Cronquist, presented his system of classification in his Evolution and Classification of Flowering Plants in 1968. He revised his system several times. Except some modifications, his system is similar to Takhtajan's system. He also took all evidences from morphology, anatomy, embryology, palynology, chemistry, serology and ultrastructure. Plant classification system is regularly being upgraded by various scientists, but the most applied and accepted classification system is Bentham and Hooker's classification system. Their system is a natural system with practical utility. Even today, this system is being followed in India by most researchers.
Now let's summarize the topic. Classification is essential for the proper study and easy reference to the enormous variety of life forms. Systematics deals with the identification, nomenclature and taxonomic classification of organisms. Classical plant systematic was based on only morphological feature of plants. But later on, plant taxonomists realized that the ultimate taxonomy of higher plants must be based on understanding of morphology, anatomy, embryology, cytology, and chemistry. This requires a multidisciplinary approach. Thus, modern taxonomy includes both the branches of latest developments and also the strong roots of classical approach. Thank you.